The issue of gun violence near or in schools is dangerous. Another issue is that wrong people have guns. Most places don't require a background check for guns. Another issue is that kids will find their parents' guns and bring them to school. The main issue to this topic is that people who have guns are not locking them up from their kids and or teenagers.
President Obama's plan that he wanted to put into action was closing background check loopholes to keep guns out of dangerous hands. This would help, but some people may be mentally disturbed and that may not show up on a background check. Banning military style assault weapons and high capacity magazines and taking other common sense steps to reduce gun violence is a step in the right direction, but it is not enough. One possible solution to make our schools safer by creating security checkpoints, increasing access to mental health services, and lastly, to develop and practice lockdown drills more often and to educate the students about the consequences of gun violence. This, I think, would make our schools safer.
On Friday, we learned that more than 2 dozen people were killed when a gunman opened fire in an elementary school in Newtown, Connecticut. Most of those who died were just young children with their whole lives ahead of them. And every parent in America has a heart heavy with hurt. Among the fallen were also teachers, men and women who devoted their lives to helping our children fulfill their dreams. So our hearts are broken today. We grieve for the families of those we lost, and we keep in our prayers the parents of those who survived.
In regards to
Gun violence and
gun
shooters.
um, here's the thing: if there's a person out there who wants to cause harm, physical harm, violently, there really is nothing. It's practically impossible to prevent 100% something violent from happening. Um, for example, like in the Sandy Hook incident, um, if he wanted to get through the front doors, and let's say there's a fence around the school, he can come in through the front door. Unless we start creating our schools like Fort Knox, making them vaults with fingerprints and background checks and everybody that comes onto the campus, it's really going to be impossible to prevent something like Sandy Hook from happening. I think the solution is really um, looking at those people who are committing these crimes. Many of them have emotional issues and they have mental illness. I think what our country needs to look at are those type of solutions. Do we need counseling for those people? Do we need to assist them? What's causing these people to feel this way, to feel so angry? Um, that's what I feel. I don't think we're ever really.
I believe that the level of gun violence has gotten out of control in our state. It affects every community. While people understand and embrace the Second Amendment right to bear arms, I think we have gotten to a place in society where we have to examine the safety of everyone else. So for that reason,
We need guns for protection. If someone came in your house with a gun, you would need a gun to scare them away or shoot them if they were threatening you. But if they limit buying guns, it would not work. If a responsible adult has one, he could protect themselves or people around them. They need to conduct background checks for the psycho people that are in this world.
Dear Congress of the United States, we hate having to see our schools become places of violence. We want to see students live to their full potential in life. In 2014, Congress should consider trying to put a stop to gun violence in our schools by making guns more difficult to purchase through education of the devs